everyone. There's a new Naked Gun in theaters for the first time in decades, and I figured I would rank the franchise. And because it's so short, I will be including Police Squad. I'm just going to be including it all as one. I'm not going to be doing individual episodes. I'll try not to get into spoilers about the new one, but for the rest of it, spoiler alert. Starting off, number 5 is The Naked Gun 33 1/3, The Final Insult. Here's my problem with this one, and it's partly just diminishing returns, but also, this is the one where, with the first two movies, there's the plot, and then the jokes are written around the plot. With this one, it's like the first 5 seasons of Red vs. Blue, where the primary focus is the jokes, and the plot is kind of secondary. And that can work. It just doesn't really work as well here. It's still good, it's still funny, but like I said, it's just diminishing returns, and the humor isn't as consistent as it was. That may be partly due to the change in director. Peter Segal does a good job, but he's no Zaz. Leslie Nielsen is as game as ever. The cast is all giving it their all. No problems there. The humor does still work more often than not. It's just, it misses more than it did in the first 2 movies. I do like that they're continuing to parody, the different types of cop stories. This time, Frank is going undercover in prison, and we get all sorts of wacky hijinks there. And again, the humor hits more than it misses, but it doesn't hit as much as it used to. My score is 3.5 out of 5. Number 4 is The Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear. This movie is a step down from the first, but it's still a damn good comedy. It's a damn good parody. It's a damn good movie. Probably my favorite joke in the whole thing is that they spend all this time trying to make sure that this scientist guy gets up to the stage to make his speech to convince people to do this good thing. And then he gets up there, and he just sucks all the air out of the room. Negative charisma. It puts everyone to sleep. That makes me laugh so hard every damn time. And like I said in the first movie, here it's not that the plot revolves around the jokes. Here the jokes revolve around the plot, and that is why it works. Who would have thought that of all the things to age like wine in these movies, Nordberg being the punching bag would be one of them? Because I think the OJ trial happened a few months after the third movie came out. So, they could not have possibly planned for that, but that's just how things happened. And that continues. Nordberg is the punching bag here. And honestly, knowing what OJ did, it's really satisfying. I do have to sing the praises of George Kennedy here. I think that this is where he is at his best as the captain. He's good in all 3 of them, but I think this second one is where he really shines the most. And like I said, Leslie Nielsen is just up for anything.
Frank, over there! Take cover!
Priscilla Presley, just everyone understands the assignment, I guess is what I'm getting at. The score is 4 out of 5. Number 3 is The Naked Gun 2025. Whoever cut the trailers together picked, like, some of the least funny jokes to include, or some of the easiest jokes, I guess. Like, I don't know, it's like they think they have to go with the basic stuff to get audiences to watch it. It's like, no, there's so much better shit in this movie. I think the best joke that was included in the trailer is Nordberg's kid kneeling, in front of Nordberg's picture, like, about to say something emotional, and then turning to the camera and going, nah.
Once you kill a man for revenge, there's no going back. A voice in your head saying over and over, "That was awesome."
Who are you?
Drebin. Detective Frank Drebin. Thanks.
Police Squad has always been the elite of the elite.
Hi, Daddy. It's me, Frank Jr. Love you.
Hey, Dad. Boy, do I miss you.
That was the best joke in the trailers. And that's not even a top 10 joke in the movie. However, considering this movie has a joke roughly every 20 seconds, be it obvious or in the background, the amount of the jokes that actually land is legitimately impressive. It certainly helps that the director, Akiva Schaffer, is no stranger to comedy, as this is the guy who gave us Hot Rod, Pop Star Never Stop Never Stopping, and Chippendale Rescue Rangers. So the man knows his comedy. And look, I guess some people were a little worried because Seth MacFarlane is involved. Are y'all forgetting that Family Guy is really funny sometimes? Obviously it's hit and miss, but when it hits, it really hits. But I'm getting off topic here. This movie just feels so in line with with what came before. Liam Neeson. I've known he was funny since I saw the episode of SNL he hosted, but apparently a lot of people haven't seen that. So this was them realizing, oh shit, Liam Neeson's funny. After seeing the show Pam and Tommy, I have seen Pamela Anderson in a whole new light, and so it's really weird seeing her in something after that. But like with Priscilla Presley, she understands the assignment, and really everyone does. We've got Paul Walter Hauser as the son of George Kennedy's character. We have Danny Houston basically being a parody of the type of villain that he has played in the past. He's parodying, like, some of his own characters, which is honestly just awesome. He does it so well. And that is the importance, that is what this movie understands, that so many, even some other Leslie Nielsen comedies didn't understand. You cannot, with this type of comedy, the cast, or at least the characters, cannot be in on the joke. Unless it's, except for, like, occasionally, like with the Nordberg Jr. joke. That's fine. But, like, you cannot, they have to play it straight. They have to play it as though they are in a serious movie in spite of all the ridiculous shit going down. That is why Airplane works, that's why the originals work as well as they do, and that's why this movie works. And goddamn it, does it work. And one thing I love that they brought back, that the first 3 movies didn't use, was the end credits gag from the show, where it starts out as a freeze frame, and then someone or something starts moving. And they do a version of that at the end of this movie, and it's fucking hilarious. And my score is 4 out of 5. Number 2 is the show Police Squad. This show, sadly, only ran for 6 episodes, but I guess the creative team behind it were kind of grateful for that, because they felt that if they had kept going, it would have been really, really hard to maintain this level of quality. Because they felt like they had used their best material in these 6 episodes, so anything beyond that would have been diminishing returns. And, oh my god, these episodes are so good. It is more episodic, so there are more running gags that are, like, pop up once an episode. Like, they'll have a guest star who will be murdered in the opening credits and then never appear again. And I think it's in episode 5 that guest star is Mark Hamill, of all people. And it's hilarious. It's that same dry humor that would go forward into the rest of this. This was 2 years after Airplane, so Nielsen was already known. It was already known that Nielsen could do comedy. And they really leaned into that here, where he is just he is playing it completely straight, and so is everyone else. And that's why it works. And I think my favorite little running bit in this show, and the one thing that I really wish they had kept in the movies that they didn't, is the character of Johnny, who, so, like in the first Naked Gun, when Frank has the bit where he's trying to bribe the guy, and then he doesn't have enough money, hey, can you spot me a 20? And they have their little back and forth. Johnny is the guy who would have been in that scene instead. Johnny is a guy who, for the right price, will tell you something about anything. He seems to know just a little bit of everything. Like, in one episode, he explains, there's always a bit, like, after Frank goes to him for advice, he'll leave, and someone else will come up and ask him for advice, and it'll just be on this random topic. Like, in one episode, the guy, he basically tells the guy why ska will never really find its own voice as a musical genre.
Thanks, Johnny.
Johnny, some kids on the show yesterday mentioned a new kind of music, ska. You know anything about it?
How should I know? Nothing but a modern offshoot of reggae. Updated white rock influences. Definitely upbeat. They'll never become really popular because even though they've made the backbeat more conventional, it's still too exotic for mass acceptance.
And according to people on the internet, like 95% of what he says is accurate. Like whether it's, I don't remember all of it, but like that, his explanation of that, or whether it's, like, I think in one episode he's giving a doctor advice on how to do a medical procedure or something like that.
It's a bypass operation, Johnny. So, the guy has a history of sinus bradycardia. I wouldn't know anything about it. You got him on atropine? Of course. Do a midline thoracotomy, strip the sap in its vein. Be careful not to puncture the myocardium.
They showed their work in that, like, pretty much everything he says is correct. Which honestly just makes it that much funnier. That he is this somehow all-knowing person who is just perfectly fine with shining people's shoes and occasionally giving advice. And it is an utterly delightful show. If you can find it, I don't know if it's streamed anywhere, but if you can find it, it's delightful. My score is 4 out of 5. Finally, my number 1 is The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad. Zucker, Abrams, and Zucker really just found their niche doing this type of parody movie. Starting with Airplane and then going forward with, well, it didn't always work. They did also give us Scary Movie 3 and 4, and those movies aren't great. 3 is fine, but that's for another day. Airplane and the first 2 Naked Guns and Top Secret, they really found their niche, and I love them for it. Like, good for them. They found the thing they're good at. But no, this movie is just a classic.
There he is!
Easy.
Turn right! Follow him to the right!
It's okay. Now, normally you would not be going 65 down the wrong way of a one-way street. Apply the brakes. Now put it in reverse.
You dumb broad!
Right, Stephanie. Gently extend your arm. Extend your middle finger. Very good. Well done.
Okay, so really I only have 2 complaints with this movie, and it's just things they didn't do rather than things they did. One of them I mentioned, I wish they had brought back Johnny from the show. The other one is the end credits gag from the show, where, like, they'll do a freeze frame, and then someone or something will start moving. It's like, come on, that was hilarious. Why would you not do that? But I mean, this movie's a fucking laugh a minute. It is So aside from the cast I've already mentioned who are all giving it their all, we have Ricardo Montalban, fucking Khan of all people, as the villain here, and he is just delightful. Like everyone else, he understands the assignment. He is playing it completely straight, and it's funnier for it. And I also think that, out of all of the... Weird Al Yankovic has a bit part in all 4 of these movies. And I think this is the one where his bit lands the best. His bit in the new one was pretty funny, but this is the one where it's the best, where he's not really important. He's just used for a gag. Like where Frank gets off the plane and there's a bunch of people eager, waiting, trying to ask someone questions. And he thinks it's for him. And then his captain's like, Frank, they're not here for you. Weird Al Yankovic is on the plane. I love that so much. This movie is so good. My score is 4.5 out of 5. Hey everyone, what's your ranking? Let me know down in the comments. Like and subscribe and all that. If you don't like the video, tell me why, try to be constructive, and subscribe anyway. You'll be notified when I upload a new video. Like that video, and then tell me why that one sucks, or why it doesn't. That's all for now. Stay safe in these fucking crazy times.